it's Jo. So I think we only need a very quick intro. So just a quick thank you to everyone first. And so this week we're doing the second in the series of dog's noses, and we're using coloured pencils. I've been using the Lyra range, which are a very cost-effective range of coloured pencils. And I'm using them on a very heavyweight paper, a heavyweight cartridge paper. So coloured pencils can give you this really highly polished appearance, yet by layering them and using different brands and just constantly sort of colouring over the top, you can end up with a variety of different surfaces to get all sorts of different effects. So I really hope that you enjoy this short video, and I will see you next week for the last in the trio, which will be watercolour. Thank you. Have an awesome week, everyone. Bye. Hi. So today we're going to be drawing a dog's nose in coloured pencil. It's very similar to watercolour in the sense that you have to start with the lightest colour first. So I worked out the colours. I looked really carefully at the nose, worked out hopefully the correct colour range. So I have a pink, a mid-brown, a blue, a white and a very dark brown. So I'm going to start with the pink, because if you look at the nose, it is mostly a shade of pink. So when you do this, you have to press very lightly, because I don't want to press too hard in case I have to remove it. And removing coloured pencil is harder than removing graphite or watercolour. So I'm just trying to fill the space, because once you've got rid of the white space, then you can start working on creating tone and creating depth, as well as the softness of the nose. And when you're drawing dogs, it's really important to get both the eyes and the nose right. If you can get those right, you're well on the way to creating a lifelike portrait. The hair you can sort of get away with a little bit. Okay, so I have just filled in most of the nose, leaving a section across there uncoloured. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's just a very pale pink. So the next one I'm going to choose is my mid-brown. It's actually raw umber, and the brand I'm using is Lyra, made in Germany. A very cost-effective pencil, and they're professional brand. So I'm just backing up and increasing the amount of the amount of tone on the top of the nose. And I shall bring it down the side. At least in this photo, I chose this photo because it was quite clear, and you can see the nostrils really clearly, and it was quite an unusual colour, because a lot of dogs' noses are very dark and you can't really see how the nostrils are placed, especially if the head is down, you can't see the nostrils. So I thought, this is nice and clear, and it's an unusual colour, so we've got a few challenges. I'm going to change to blue now, and you might think, oh, that's an unusual colour, but actually blue is very good for creating shade, for creating depth of colour. So I'm just adding it. So at the back now I've got the three colours. I've got the pink, the mid-brown, and now the blue. And I'm going to add some blue down here, underneath the nostril, and on this side. Now I'm going to go to the dark brown, because I want to start adding some tone. Now, can you see how sharp this pencil is? This is how sharp you should be working with your pencils, unless obviously you're colouring a large area. But when you're trying to do detail work, you need to have your pencil sharp.
which means that you go through a few pencils, but you know, hazard of the job. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm outlining the nostrils here. And you can see he's got a very clear, what do you call it? A split up the middle of the nostrils. And then we can start colouring in underneath this one. Can you see how the bare skin sort of ends there, and then the fur starts immediately coming out from there. We're not going to draw the fur today, but it starts coming out straight away from there. And always draw your lines in the direction of the contours of whatever it is that you're drawing. So we'll have our lines going down there. And then we've got shadow up there. Same up here, let's put some shadow in. Up there. And below on the nostrils as well. So you can see how clear this photo is. Okay, I think we're going to go back with the pink now. And start increasing that depth of colour. And start bringing it down, so you will really see, you'll start to see the colour coming through. Okay, I might use a blender. I was looking to see if I could find a blender to see if I can blend these colours a little bit. Here we go. This is just a little pencil blender, but they're great. Because where you might have had lots of squiggly little lines, if you don't want squiggly little lines, you can just use this and it just blends those colours together. Now, we want these a little bit darker. But the beauty about coloured pencils is that you can see all of those layers, all of those colours that you put in, you can see through. Right, now let's start darkening up. We'll get some shape in there. We'll get some colour. We might add some more pink. Oh, I think I've got a terracotta over there. It's quite a good colour. Can you see those colours coming through now? See, it takes a while. It takes a few layers to be able to start seeing it come together. And if you screw up, you see there's a line there I don't want. So let's blend that in. If you do a lot of coloured pencils, I'd really recommend getting a blender. There's several different varieties and they're all slightly different, but they can really add something to your work. I'm going to bring that slightly down there. There's not a lot of highlights on this particular nose. It's a little bit, but it's, you know, compared to some noses that can have lots of little bumpy highlights on it, there's not too much. So we'll create some. Gotta try and really get some depth in there. And as I said, you know, bringing it bringing that darkness around there. You make some little horizontal lines up the middle. And so now I am pressing, I've gone from not pressing very hard at the top to I'm now pressing quite hard with these pencils because I want to get some colour in it, some depth of colour now. I want to get my tones in. And then you keep shaping it, you keep adding and adjusting. Where did I put the blue? There's the blue. There were so many colours in everything. If you start looking at anything, when you're walking around, you know, once you start drawing or painting, look around the world, look around you, and everything has so many colours in it. So can you see I've made a little bit of a highlight across the front of the nose, which isn't actually there, but it looks better. So look for the alignments. You see there's a line going there and there's a line sort of following around there, and you know, look for things like that because they're what give it credence. What, you know, that's the difference between your work and somebody else's, is when you look for the little things. I think we're nearly done now. I'll just blend that a little bit. I quite like that sort of, that effect, because you can see some pencil lines on the top of the nose, and I actually quite like that. And then there's a couple of little, not cracks, there's a couple of little marks there. Okay, I think that will do. I'm just filling in that bit there. Okay, well, there you go, dog's nose in coloured pencil. I hope that you've enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Bye.